Nique the Invoice checking in, Valley Fever podcast, live and direct from Shot by HPTV studios. I'm with the gang right now, okay? Let the people know who you are and what you do.
My name's Dahlyia. I'm a social media influencer. I work in a few different industries.
Okay. We'll get into that. We'll get into that in detail in a little bit.
And I'm vibed with Jerran, hip hop artist, and I'm in the cannabis world alongside with the tequila world. So tap in.
Tequila.
Tequila.
I love tequila. Let's start there.
Demonte.
Demonte. I haven't had Demonte. Do they have like Reposado?
That's Reposado and Casablanca.
Okay. So we actually need a tequila sponsor, so we could talk about that later.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, cool.
Right.
I love it. Dank Dahlyia. I would say that you like to smoke. You like the cannabis.
Yeah, I'm actually in the cannabis industry in LA though.
Okay.
LA based. I started off in AZ for a couple years, and then I ended up taking off in LA, and I just been tied to LA ever since.
Okay.
So I do a lot out there. I'm tied in on a licensing to a cultivation center, so we cultivate, manufacture, and distribute legally to all the dispensaries all through California.
Oh, so you're the plug.
Yeah. So we grow it, we package it, we sell it.
I love that.
Yeah.
But you based here in AZ.
I live here in AZ, but I also like part-time live in LA. So like I might be here one week, next week I'm in LA. Like I'm there so much that I can't really say this is my home because like that's more home to me than anything.
Right.
That's where my main business is.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. I love that. I know that we have a couple different topics that we could talk about. Is there anything in specific that y'all want to start with?
I mean, I'm with whatever, whatever y'all want to talk about.
I feel like as an individual who's in a lot of different industries, you kind of have to have that flexibility.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that. How do you shift, or how do you know when it's time to pivot?
I don't pivot. I do both at the same time. The two industries that I'm in is pretty simple to do both. I'm in the sex industry, and then I'm in the cannabis industry, and then to a long tie.
Okay.
So, like, really, my pretty privilege takes me anywhere I really kind of need to go. I really don't got to do shit. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, either everybody else going to do it for me. Besides, like, the cannabis part of it, like, I'm very hands-on. That's my baby. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's really what it is. Like, if you see me on social media, you'll think, like, oh, you know, she's a, you know, sex icon, or she's a porn star, or she's a model. That's what I want you to think. But, like, what I'm really doing is, like, I'm really tiding with the streets. I'm really tiding in this industry, like, more on a bigger level than I am. But I still make a lot of money just based off the sex industry. So, and it's really, like, nobody in the weed industry that's, like, corporate with it. They don't want to tie sex and weed, even though it's, like, come on now, drugs and sex, let's be
hand in hand
for me. But they don't want to do it because in the future, if they ever want to go corporate, they can't. But when you're in a multi-billion-dollar industry like that, why the fuck would you go corporate?
Right.
See what I'm saying?
No, I'm trying to process it because the way that you put it is so eloquent, and I know that there's a lot of stigma when it comes to sex in general, let alone
with the weed too, like
both
you know
of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's where it comes into, like, definitely, like, in the sex industry, the stigma is like, if you're not cut for it, because I manage a lot of girls in the industry as well. Like, I manage some porn stars. My girlfriend's an actual mainstream porn star. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So I deal with it a lot. If you give the slightest fuck, you're not meant for that industry.
You can't do it. You can't have no heart.
Nah, you can't care. Like, because people will be like, oh, you know, like, I don't give a fuck. When they come to me, they'll be like, I want to be on OnlyFans. I'll be like, do you care? They'll be like, nah. I'll be like, if your grandpa seen it tomorrow, would you give a fuck? Oh my God, what? My grandpa might see it. Like, be fucking for real. It's the internet.
Right.
Anybody can take your shit and share it. You know what I'm saying? So if you have any kind of, like, doubt, or you're concerned about a certain person seeing it or something like that, like, you're not going to meet your full potential.
Right.
In the industry. So it's really not for people who give a fuck about what society thinks about them. And I've never given a fuck, so it kind of worked out.
Works out for you.
Absolutely.
Jerran, what do you think? Because I know that you and I have had some conversations with a different group as far as the sex industry goes. So what's your take on it?
It's underrated. The fact of the matter is sex is everywhere. Like she was saying, it's in cannabis, it's in music videos, it's on TV, it's even in cartoons. You think about anime, especially because I have to watch what my kids watch, but it's really underrated. I feel like it's not enough education to be inputted about it or implemented about it. Because when you think about porn or regular sex, there's no initiative about it. Everybody thinks you're supposed to get your nut, call it a day. It's, love is a pleasure that needs to be made for the woman, and not so a muscle for us. So it's more education. That's what I'm here for, and that's why I elevate it. So, nah.
I mean, what do you think as far as like the education portion of it? Being in the industry, how long have you been in the industry? Can I ask you that?
I started in 2020.
Okay.
And I actually, like, I wasn't the one who wanted to start it. Like, I was like, nah. Like, if people knew me before I hopped in the sex industry, like, I didn't have social media. I wasn't outside. No, I was a sweet little housewife at home. Like, I swear to God. Like, you would never guess. You know what I'm saying? And then it was like, I was in the weed industry. We had With a Bang out here. So basically, we hired all of the brand ambassadors for the big brands and dispensaries. That's who would stand outside, you know, promote.
Right.
But then COVID hit. So there's no more in person, nothing. So all of our business stopped.
Right.
So it was actually my baby daddy. He was like, oh, get on OnlyFans, people. I'm like, you don't want that. I promise you, you don't want that. Because he's an insecure individual. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, that's not going to work out. I knew it wasn't, but he was like, nah, whoop, whoop, whoop. So the first year I was taking baby steps, like, because I wasn't on social media. So it was like lingerie, you know, like swimsuit, whatever. Y'all could show you, like, from where I started, like, for the first month I started on OF. Pussyfooting around like that, I think I made like $11, and then like the next month I was like, all right, fuck it, I gotta show some titties or something. Boom, they like, you know, my first band. Yeah. And I just started getting deeper into it, and then it was just like, I was kind of like scared of it at first, like, I don't want to be out there like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then I was like, why do you really care? Like, who really gives a fuck? Like,
I
don't fuck with nobody, no way. So I'm like, I don't really care. So I just like dived in, and then I made my first like. What happened was I went viral on TikTok. That TikTok was linked to my Instagram. Instagram was linked to my OF. I went viral, hit like 100K views overnight on TikTok. Woke up $15,000 on OnlyFans from subscribers. And then I was addicted. I was like,
she said, I need that money.
I was like, I'm with it.
She said, okay, you want the nipple, you want the toe, you want the big toe, what you want?
And that was before I was dropping like full on actual videos. Like, before I was out there. Like, I started Twitter right after, like, maybe 2022, 2023, I'm almost at 100K right now, like, of followers on there. Like, I've lost, like, 5-6 Instagrams, like, as I was telling you.
Yes.
Yeah, I just got my main Instagram deleted for sexual activity, you know, blah, 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 whatever. But I don't really care, like, because Twitter's like a porn site, so if nobody knows that, like, it's just, you can market all day.
On Twitter?
Yeah. As a content creator, like, that's where my biggest push comes from, because I'll have other big porn stars retweet me, or like Pornhub retweeted me, you know, stuff like that, and it'll just push traffic. You know what I'm saying? So Instagram was mainly for direct, like, business. Like, if a company wanted to reach out to me, I'll hit them in the DMs. You know what I'm saying? So that was my resume for it. And then I also do a lot of social media management where I build pages, like, you know what I'm saying, and stuff for other companies. But for, like, the way I do shit is, like, how can I come and tell you that I can hype your brand up and build your brand when I ain't got no resume showing that I built my own fucking brand? So I ain't coming to you with a page less than 10K. You feel me? Talking about I can hype your shit up. Woo, 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 when I ain't hype my own shit up, and my shit's the most potent. So right now I'm kind of on pause on that, but I still got, when it comes to like all the different companies in the sex industry, flooding my Twitter now. Flooding my Twitter right now. Wanted me to be an affiliate, wanted me to do this, wanted me to do that. Sex is everywhere, and it's never going to not be there. So it's like, people can say what they want to say. I'm a mom, so people will talk their shit. Do you know how many porn stars are moms? Do you know how the fuck we became moms? Fucking. So, like,
really?
Yeah.
I never would have guessed.
Crazy, right?
Crazy.
I guess we supposed to stop after you had kids. I don't know. But yeah.
How do you balance that?
It's easy, to be honest. I'm talking about mom life.
Yeah, because I'm wondering, like, as an individual, like you said, if you're going to be in the industry, you just can't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And with the internet being as prevalent as it is, and with your babies being the ages that they are,
That's where it comes into, you gotta be that parent that pays attention to your kids, that spends that time with your kids. And that's why I fell into the sex industry so hard, because I ain't at work 40 hours a week.
Right.
I'm in their face all day, every day.
Right.
Because I can make content, I can make a month's worth of content in one fucking day and not work for the rest of the month. I'm making money in my sleep. So I'm able to look in your phones. I'm able to see what social medias you have. And then they all on my phone line. So I'm tied to anything they download, I see. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like my kids don't have Instagrams, my kids don't have, and then you think my kids are typing in Taryn or Mom, like, my porn name is a whole nother fucking name.
Right.
And if one of my kids has a Twitter, that's a fucking problem, because they're not even at the age to have that. You feel me? But you also have to be, like, I can say, like, being a mom and jumping into it, I was concerned because I have sons. And I'm like, if there's ever a time that one of my sons comes to me and they're uncomfortable, I'll stop. But that's where you have to know that you can't just dive into that industry and that be your only source of income. I take that bread and I invest in other places.
Right.
So when I'm ready to stop, I can stop. I don't have to depend on
Yeah, you're not dependent
you know what I'm saying?
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and it is really too of how you raise your kids. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? My kids are like my best friends. So it's like my teenage son actually found out about me having an OnlyFans 2 years ago on some, like, homegirl was on some get back shit and told her daughter, and her daughter was like, oh, look at my woo, woo, woo. My son was like, for sure, but my mom at home every day. You feel me?
Could.
My son at 18 had a fucking 2020 Charger SXT all mod out for his first car. House paid for, everything. I'm spending the time. We on vacations. We doing all that shit. My son didn't give no fucks. Like, he was like, Ma, do what you do. Like, you ain't outside at the clubs. You ain't bringing different niggas home. You ain't doing this. You ain't doing that. Like, that's my partner right there. Like, that's my best friend. So ain't no need to hide it. You know what I'm saying? It's porn stars all day that got kids. Big name porn stars all day that got kids, and it's not an issue. But
it's just having that open line of communication.
You really gotta not give a fuck how people think. I don't give a fuck. I care what my kids feel. But if he ain't tripping on it, and my other kids don't even know, you know what I'm saying, it's not an issue. But if there's ever a time that one of them ever comes to me like, "Yo, Ma, I seen some shit," woo, I'm done with it.
Right.
It's that simple.
I respect it. Jerran, you got kids too, right?
Oh, yeah, too many. I got too many.
What's your take on it?
I got friends that, because I'm from California, I went to, like, Ontario High School, that people that were in my class that are porn stars basically just retired not too long ago. Like she said, sex is everywhere. As long as you're educated about it, that's all that really matters. But I shelter my sons, because my sons are the youngest. I think my youngest is just turned 11. But my oldest, she's my daughter, she's 15, so I be shielding her from, like, other stuff that she's looking at, stuff like that. So it's been tough. It's been tough, especially, like, that's my only daughter, so I'll be trying to talk crazy to her boyfriend and stuff, and
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as boys normally get it a little bit easier. Like, they have an easier space, easier path. Because at the end of the day, if we lay down and make a baby, I'm the one who really got to be taking care of that baby.
Correct.
So when it comes to daughters, because I have a daughter too, when it comes to daughters, though, that's who I'm like, I have to shelter her the most. I definitely want to educate my boys, make sure they're respectful and they understand what consequences come and all, you know, all those things. But I feel like when it comes to the girls, it's
harder.
It's a lot harder.
Super hard.
It's a lot harder.
My daughter don't even look her age. My daughter she just turned 15, but she looks like she's 20, like 22. Like, when I drop her off at school, everybody knows me, like the security guards and everybody. And they're like, Vibes, we let you know that she's good. Like, yeah, let's make sure her boyfriend knows too. Because when I come on this campus, you know, it's out of respect. Because I come from the South, so it's a Southern hospitality to respect the women. You know, that's how I implement everything. Teach my boys, yes ma'am, yes sir, open the doors, all that stuff. So, but I did run into a situation when one of my sons was, I guess, texting to one of his friends at, like, Fortnite, and they were, like, talking about some crazy outlandish stuff, like pussies and all kind of, like, you're 11, you know better than that. So, like you said, you have to monitor them, because if you're not paying attention, it'll easily slip through the cracks. You get too busy. And so it is hard. But being a parent, that's a responsibility. Teach. That's it.
That it's a big responsibility. It's huge.
Right.
And I don't think that we understand, even we could sit here till we blue in the face talking about what a big responsibility it is, but until you're in those shoes and you have a human being that depends on, like, their life literally depends on you.
Exactly.
I always be joking because my kids will come ask them for something to eat. Oh, I gotta feed you too? Like, damn.
Yeah, I do all this shit. Yep.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. But it's a
Okay.
joy.
What'd you say?
It's a joy, though.
It is. It's huge. A lot of reward comes with it, but it's also a lot that goes into it. Like,
Right.
you have to be selfless
Yeah.
and selfish at the same time, because you got to be good for you to be good for them. It's a weird dynamic. It is a lot. It is a lot. So with kids, how do y'all feel about poly relationships?
What you mean with kids? Like having kids?
Yeah.
I'm with the poly. Like, we trying to find a third right now. But it's just, like, not as easy as it sounds. Like, and it's just, like, how you go about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, is it a live-in poly?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a play poly?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is it a partial poly?
Right.
Like, what is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, in my situation, I can't say that I would never have, like a full poly,
Mm-hmm.
where it's somebody moving in or something. Like, I could never really say that, but at the same time I couldn't say I would, because I have children.
Because you have
know what I'm
children.
saying?
Yeah.
And I have to be careful what I expose them to.
Right.
But at the same time, like, as I said before, like, I have a girlfriend, but the situation is so weird because it's like I'm dating her, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a nigga, she's married, but
Mm.
none of them, like, we don't interact. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and her do. Her husband respects it. My dude respects it. That's
Right.
what it is.
Right.
But for me, it's like, if I could have her in my relationship with my nigga, I most definitely would. But that's not an option.
She's
for me.
married.
Exactly. So, but it was before I got with my dude. So,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So now it's like we looking for a third, somebody, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm all for the poly. Like, that's 3 different finances. That's 3 different mindsets. That's, you know what I'm saying, 3 different people that got talent.
Right.
It's all that, but it's all about a security thing when it comes to that too. Because most females would be like, I'm not even, like, they ain't even down for threesome. Like,
Right.
I want to see my nigga doing da 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 da. Like, bro, you worried about watching your dude fuck the girl. Like, my dude gotta worry about watching me fuck the bitch. Like,
Right.
that's how it is. Like,
Right.
with me, because I love bitches, but at the same time, like, I would never just be with a girl. I have to have a man. So it's like, if I could just find a third that fits both of us, it would be smooth. But that's not as easy as it seems. Like,
Right.
you think, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, either the girls that's approaching him, they're doing it the wrong way. They approaching him and trying to, like, be on some, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And be fucking for real. You gotta approach the female. That's just what it is. Like, be fucking for real. So,
because if you don't, then
you already
know-
off the
we-
list.
yeah,
Like,
we know
you
what you're
see-
trying
you
to
see
do.
What it was, you feel me?
we already
You see what I'm
see
saying?
it.
Like, nah, I can't do that. You gotta show me you more interested in me.
Right,
Nigga. Like,
right.
if you just trying to get some dick, you gotta go elsewhere with that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's that, or the girls that approach me, they got boyfriends and they trying to pull me into their relationship because they want to satisfy their nigga. And I'm like,
Right.
nah. Like,
That's
it don't
not-
work.
it's
I
not gonna
need a
work like
girl
that.
who's single and who's into me and my dude. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? And it's also a lot of girls be selfish with it, or a lot of dudes be selfish with it. They looking for the third for them. I'm looking for the third for us. Like,
Right.
she may be perfect for me, but suck for him. And if that's the case, you gotta go.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? But as far as poly, like, I'm with it. Like,
I got a follow-up question, but I want Jerran to chime in first because I got a follow-up question.
There's nothing wrong with poly, as long as you, like I said, you and your partners are in accord with it. Now, if somebody has a different motive or not transparent about it, then it ain't gonna work.
Right.
Gotta be all as one and one for all type of situations. I dealt with poly, but right now I'm just to myself.
Hey, you said you had too many kids, so.
I'm snitched, so I don't gotta worry about that. But I don't
Okay.
want no more kids. This world is I'm gonna say that this world is not meant for no more kids. But the poly world, people act like they poly until they meet somebody who's really poly, and then they fall in love and all that other stuff. Then it's a wrap.
She
It's a
said,
wrap.
yeah.
It's a wrap.
Her whole face said, yeah.
People be trying to follow trends and not really just be themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You're poly. you saying you're looking for a single woman for you and your dude,
Right.
but women just mostly gravitate towards you or to him, but not the whole
The
group.
unit,
Not
yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
Not at
Or
all.
the ones that do, just not our type.
Not-
Yeah.
I said, oh man, I got a strizzle.
Appreciate you.
Ooh, are we sponsored by them? Because if not, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put that shit under the table. You know what I'm gonna do.
Make your own names.
Okay, so my follow-up question, and it kind of segues on to what you were just saying, as far as finding a third or a first, a second, I don't know where they would be in the algorithm. You got an application? You got a checklist?
It's like I do, but it's like I'm not gonna say it because then bitches will just flock and make it seem like they everything on that checklist, but they not.
Okay.
You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? So I'll peep, I'll look, and I'll see is anything on that checklist there, and I'll peep out like if you can even give me the slightest that something's off, I'm not fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's in you, it's in you. So
Right.
like, I don't have time for crazy females. I don't have time for insecure females. I don't have time for girls that need to be babied. I'm
Right.
an alpha female. You know what I'm saying? Like, submissive females is cool, but don't be too submissive. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want a little female that's running around on some yes, like, I'm gonna do anything you say, oh my god. Like, I
Right.
can't stand a fucking fan. Like,
Yeah.
and that'd be my problem. Like, the girls that come towards me, they fans. Like, they just want to be seen. Like, and it's not, I'm not even on, like, no clouded shit. It's just,
Right.
like, they're so, like, oh my god. Like, they love the thought of me, but don't really even know me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not, that's the first thing that's gonna turn me off. Like, don't do too much. Just chill. Because I'm really a chill person.
Right. Now you have a chill.
I just be talking about, like, shit nobody want to talk about. I'm going to say the real. And that's why, like, I don't have friends. I don't do business with nobody but myself.
Mm-hmm.
And just because I had too many problems before. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, like, I do business with my dude. And that's it. Like, nobody else. Like, we may tap in with you on some certain things, but actually locking in and doing business, I got trust issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I just can't even.
I respect it. I respect it.
I'm the street boss, mami kampe, mami lansé. I'm the street boss, tout son bezwen pase pa mwen. I'm the street boss, le mwen pare tout moun kampe. I'm the street boss, yo ban respect pou te nive. Wap gade mou pa ka we, mou met lunet ou pa ka we. Wap pale mwen pap tande ou, map travay wap eranse. Jalousi a pou fristre, a bien pase e pou fache. Gade figou kap deforme ou pata di ou pou krase. I'm the street boss, mami kampe, mami lansé. I'm the street boss, tout son bezwen pase pa mwen. I'm the street boss, le mwen pare tout moun kampe. I'm the street boss, yo ban respect pou te nive.
I ain't got time for you niggas.
On the break, we were just talking about making some money. Vibes is booked and busy. Dank, Dahlyia finna get us some real money though. What's the secret?
I mean, it's a lot of different ways. Like, as far as in the cannabis industry,
Sure. Yeah, we'll go there.
shit. If I'm gonna keep it real, like the black market, where it's at. Like, I'm tapped in with the legal industry.
Okay.
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 But I've done my research on the black market, and it's just like you could really make bread off of it, and it's really not like it's considered black market because you're not a brand, you're not licensed, and it's like, you know what I'm saying, street customer to street customer, but at the same time, remove the word customer, and it's no longer illegal.
Okay.
So, like, for example, say I want to sell you an eighth, right? And I know my eighth is $40.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, I got these limited edition Sprites. They're $45. But if you buy this Sprite, you get a free eighth. You can legally give up to 2.5 ounces, person to person, recreationally. Give.
Right.
But you paid me for that soda. So I gave you 3.5. See what I'm saying?
I see.
So the way I was doing it was with edibles.
Yeah.
So I'll sell you $100 cupcake. If you buy this cupcake, I can medicate it for free. Now, you know damn well you paying that $100 because it's medicated.
Because it's medicated.
But it's about the way you promote it.
It's all in the marketing. It's all in the marketing.
Like if you was I was tapped in back in the day before dispensaries were legal when we just had clubs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the way that they would do it is by donation. So they'll be like, because you can't sell. So
Right.
it would be like, okay, if we delivering you weed, it's a $50 donation minimal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then you're really paying for the weed, but legally it has to say donation.
Donation.
Because you can't be selling. So it's the same thing if I'm giving it to you. You paid me for the cupcake. I just happen to have some weed I wanted to give you for free.
Free game. Free game.
And you just happen to like my cupcakes that much that you're willing to pay that much for the cupcake.
I heard you got really good cupcakes.
They fire.
Word on the street is they work 100, maybe 125.
And then it's like once you tap into that, right? So I told you I started in the industry here.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a receptionist, and then I was a DA,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was a brand ambassador, and then I became co-owner to that brand ambassador company, right? So it's all a finesse. So cupcake scheme, right? So then you get people and you place them in the dispensaries. I have the knowledge because I worked in the corporate behind the scenes of the dispensaries. I know how to get hired in there. So say I send my sister, I'll be like, yo, go get hired at, I don't know, Harvest, right?
Right.
We're allowed to have tip jars. On the tip jars, what you put on there? What you see on tip jars?
Like
Stickers.
stickers.
Slaps, right?
Yeah.
So you make a sticker with a barcode on it. That barcode links you to my cupcake menu. So I'm now, in a sense, taking the dispensary's clients because my weed is better quality and it's fucking cheaper. So you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Legally. But a lot of people not bold enough to do it. I don't do it that way, but I have done it that way until I tapped into the California, so I don't have to do it that. I deal with wholesale. Like for me to do it that route, like that's petty money to me.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I'm
taking
saying?
steps back.
It's for real because we're selling to dispensaries, so it's like they're buying hundreds of pounds. You know what I'm saying? So like to come do some petty shit like that, no. But for somebody who dealt with the industry and wants more out of it or wants to tap into the low-key black market side without going to jail behind it, there's ways. You just got to do your research. You really got to tap into the industry. Like I've done like anything there is in the industry, from growing to being a little DA receptionist. Like I've done it.
Right.
So it's like I know my shit.
And that's really, I'm just going to say, free game right now. A true mogul, a true business person has done everything. You have to understand how every part of the business works for the business to be successful. And then at one point in time, you're going to have to take yourself out of those smaller roles and give it to somebody else and who you trust and I've been saying this, you have to find people who are just as passionate about what you're doing as you are. Do you have any advice on that?
Again, I do business by myself.
She already said.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm with my dude, and that's it. Because like even the cannabis industry, you're surrounded by snakes. I don't know if you could co-sign that for me or not.
Big facts.
But everybody at the table is a snake. It don't matter if she did this and that for you and he did this and that. They got a motive. You feel me? So as you know, you sitting at these tables with these snakes, you got to learn how they sway.
Right.
So you can dodge every bite. You see what I'm saying? So the way I move is, instead of like how you say you have to understand every aspect of the business, not only do you have to understand it, you have to know how to do it.
Right.
So that you never need
anybody. Right.
So that's how I do business. You see what I'm saying? Like in California, when I step in there, it's like when I come in, it's like, all right, I need this, and this, and I don't have to ask nobody else. I'm going to get it. And if you can't get it for me, guess what? I'll get it my fucking self.
Right.
It's that simple.
I'm going to figure it out.
So nobody can cut me off. Nobody can, like, my favorite thing to say is, especially in the weed game, everybody want to be the plug, right? Everybody want to be the plug, right? What good is the plug if there's no outlet sourcing the power?
That part.
You want to be the plug, but I'm the outlet. So if I cut your power, what good is the fucking plug? See what I'm saying? So you always got to be the power source.
Yeah.
There's no SRP, APS. Can't nobody shut my shit off but me. If I decide to walk away from it, then I walk away from it. But there's nobody above me that can snatch anything from me. I can take a seed and grow marijuana all day.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's, you got to know everything in your.
You have to know
gotta be
every
one stop
aspect.
shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You can't ever need nobody. That having to build a team, no. Honestly, that's the worst advice you could give somebody in fucking business. If you want to see who your real people, if you want to see somebody true colors, do business with them. Put some money on the table with them and watch how they fucking act. I've put real money in front of a person and watched them snake me, and that was not shit compared to what I had lined up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I stopped. I was just like, fuck it. For what? I'm not going to keep taking L's and taking chances. I don't need none of that. I'll move it. I'll do whatever the fuck I have to do by myself. It's all my risk or all my reward. I don't got to worry about nobody stepping on my toes. None of that shit. I don't got to talk to nobody if I don't want to.
So that's the advice.
Don't build no team. If you don't have to, like in certain industries, you have to. But if you don't have to, don't do that shit, because then one person can shut your whole shit down. And that's the worst thing that can happen. I've had that happen because I trusted too many people. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I don't do that no more. Like I said, I trust my partner, and that's it. That's the only person. It's because he got to know the game in case I'm ever gone. Right. You see what I'm saying? How the fuck he gonna know if I'm gone? Right. Somebody got to know the sauce. Right. That's really the only person. If you got that one person, and if you don't, write your shit down. If you got kids, my son, he knows how to cultivate since he was 16 years old because I refused to raise an employee.
That's deep.
Deep as fuck.
I'm just saying, like, people can say it's bad parenting. Y'all teach y'all kids to go to college and work for the white man. I taught my kid to grow his own weed, to become his own business person and do what he need to do. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, photography, anything else he need to learn, I'm going to do it for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna set you up to build somebody else's fucking company, and you're never going to be an owner in that company. Ever. Everybody want to raise employees. I'm trying to raise a boss.
I fucks with it. I was going to say I respect it, but I really fuck with it. Because I'm in that space right now at my big age where I just quit my job last year because I was like, fuck this shit. I am tired of making these white men money. Yeah. Literally what you just said. And I said, fuck it. I'm going to do it on my own. I'm going to figure it out.
Sometimes it's better like that. You got to go.
I mean, it's way better. Yeah. It's way better.
It's a struggle, you know, it's an up and down game, but you can do it.
It's a struggle, but you know what? It's taught me so much about myself as an individual, because when I had all of this, I wasn't really doing shit. I'm going to be honest with you. I really wasn't doing shit. And now I got this, and I'm doing way more shit than I was doing.
I'll be telling all the time. I'll be like, when I'm like, fuck, like I'm struggling, like, fuck, how am I going to do this? It's like, bread. But when I'm up, I can't make no more money. And I'll be like, bro, I wish I was fucking broke right now so I could make some bread. Money. It's like, I'm good at, like, under pressure. You feel me? Like, I can make, like...
Clutch.
Man, what? The slickest shit I ever did was make, like, 5 pounds in, like, 48 hours on some fluke shit. Like, on some, like, oh, shit. Like, I was like, I really didn't know what the fuck I was going to do. I was at home high as fuck. And I was like, bro, no, bro, you fucked up this time. Like, yo, what the fuck you gonna do? Woke up 2 bands from a fan. Bam, there's half of what I needed right there. I think the next day was like another 5. So like shit was just trickling in. I was like, it's like the universe be like, all right, here.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah. I believe that when you are exactly who you're supposed to be, and it looks different for everybody. Like everybody's purpose looks different, but I really feel like, and not on some kumbaya shit, but I think we were really put on this earth to thrive, and so many of us have that survival mentality that we end up fucking other people over because we're like, oh, this is the only way for me to get it. But really, like, and maybe it's not building a team, right? But maybe it's finding other people that are like-minded that you could be like, you know what? Because I'm not going to lie to you right now. I'm taking like 15 different things that you said. I'm finna apply it. I'm applying it right now. Like, I'm like, you know what? She's right. She's absolutely right. Because at the end of the day, proof is in the pudding. And if the pudding is in front of you, what the fuck is we here to argue for?
Okay, listen. For me, you gotta make it make sense. And I'm a person that always make it make sense. If you can't make, like, I'll argue you the fuck down. Mm-hmm. But if you can make it make sense, I'll shut the fuck up. Because if you can make it make sense, you can make it make money.
I'm all
gonna make you money, so all right, I'll shut the fuck up. But it's rare that a motherfucker can sit at the table with me in either of the industries that I capitalize in and make it make sense more.
Right.
It's just not.
Right.
You
But
understand?
but that all comes down to the competition too, right? Because it's like make it make sense more than you, or just make it make sense. But what I was gonna say is like when you are exactly who you are, you live a very abundant life. So you don't really have to worry about where it's gonna come from because it's gonna be there. When you need it, it's gonna be there. And if you have that faith that you know deep down inside you're doing what you're supposed to do, it's always gonna be there. That's why I'm like, I had all of that shit. I could have been doing so much.
If I would have tapped into the porn industry the way I tapped in now, like 2 years ago, wait, I'll be on the island somewhere.
On the island.
But I was, you know what I'm saying, trying to please another person who I thought was tapped in.
See, there's
like
the
that.
lesson. That's the lesson. Okay, so can I ask a question as far as like how did that end up? Because he pushed you to get into the industry. Obviously you're not with him now.
So he pushed me to get into the industry after I was like, you don't want to do that. Ooh, right? So we started making bread. I'm breaking him off 50-50. But off of my 50, I'm still paying 50. He doing what the fuck he want to do, right? But at this point, I made us a one-stop shop. Like, I was having issues getting photos from photographers. I wasn't comfortable shooting nude with other photographers because niggas are weird.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Facts.
I myself already knew photography. So I ended up teaching him so he could be my photographer. You see what I'm saying? So then it's like, I don't have to pay nobody. I don't got to worry about it. Like, it is what it is. So it worked until he started seeing what comes with it. Like I told him, I'm like, every nigga say they want a bitch with an OnlyFans until you realize you not your bitch OnlyFans. So he had my passwords to everything, like, you know what I'm saying, to my Instagrams, everything. He started seeing big name celebrities in my shit, trying to find me out, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Trying to, you know what I'm saying, so he getting insecure about it. And I'm at home, like, my content is with him. I don't do shit.
Right.
He sees everything, but it was still eating him up. Like,
Right.
he was just like, nah, one day she gonna leave, one day she gonna leave, like, cause he didn't really know the real me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have. We was together for 9 years. Like, I ain't left you yet. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? Like, so I guess it just took a toll on him. So he started cheating, doing shit, because he was assuming like, she gonna eventually leave me anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
Damn.
he doing shit, we split. Cool, whatever. So then I can continue doing it. Because at first it was like I took a dip. Because guy on girl content is the most sought out content. Right above girl on girl. And at the time I wasn't doing girl on girl. So it was like I had to push off of just solo content. So I was making half of what I was making with him. You know what I'm saying? Trying to figure it out, all this other shit. And then it's like, I'm not the type, like, there's other content creators, like, that will go and do business with other content creators. I personally just can't. I don't knock it, but that's not me.
It's not
like,
your style.
Sex is more than just sex to me. You see what I'm saying? So I'm like,
Yeah.
eventually I'm going to have to find somebody who deal with OnlyFans, who's comfortable with it, who's clouded.
Right.
Because it's like, he wasn't clouded, I was. And that was an issue for
Right.
him, too. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
but I would post him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would do all of that, but it's just like, I'm a fantasy to niggas. Like, I can't help that, and that's where the bread is coming from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to be in a real secure relationship where you trust your partner and you know that they're not going to do some shady shit or it will never work.
Right.
So it just didn't work. But now it's like, it works. So, because he was already on it, I'm on it, then we clashed on it, everybody love it, so, shit, capitalize
That's how I make it rain right here. Apparently that's how you make it rain.
It's all digital now, so, like, I guess it's this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but...
Vibes. You said that you had experience with a poly relationship, but not anymore.
Yeah. I'm just chilling laid back right now. Focus on other things.
You too chilling laid back, man. You're sitting over there, you're not saying nothing. I'm trying to bring you into the conversation.
I'm learning this what you talk about from the money aspect, from the cannabis world. So I'm just taking notes.
What is it that you do in the cannabis world?
Right now, I'm just brand ambassador, and they sponsor me. Devontae, and then Diablo, Dimes, a little bit of everything right now. So I do want to learn how to make my own strand. Cause I manifested that. I put it on my vision board. That's what I want to do.
Strand or brand?
Strand first, then build a brand.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what I want to do. Different type of things. My motivation was Nipsey, because
Alright.
that's where we're from the West Coast. So I wanted to implement something different everybody say they want to be different until you can make the moves to be different.
Right.
You got to make that. You have to follow through with the purpose in your actions. So that's what I'm working on more. So I'm doing music, but I got other things in my mind that I want to do. I don't want to do music forever. Like, I don't like attention. We talked about that.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
People think I like attention. They think eye candy or whatever. I'm not. I'm just real laid back. If it was up to me, I'd ghostwrite. That's what I would do. But it's too late. My kids challenged me to get into the music industry last year, pay my dues, and now I'm where I'm at. So it's making moves. But I want to learn more, so I can, like you said, make your kids be in their own boss and not
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah.
working in the government now.
As far as you starting your own strain, your best bet is LA. We do that all day. There's so many of us that do that, and it's such a simple thing to do. You just gotta find what genetics you want, pay for the genetics, launch the brand. But where I will say where you're kind of missing out on it because you want to be behind the scenes, you got to be able to market your brand.
Right.
So like if you build your name first, like that's what I did. I had a name before I hopped into it.
Right.
So like I'm about to drop a brand too in LA, but I already have a name, so people know it's me when I drop it. So like if you build your name, people will be like, oh, this is his shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You got to build it. And if you don't want to use your name, you got to figure out how you're going to set yourself aside from everybody else who got a strain to get it into the dispensaries. You know what I'm saying? What makes your weed, what makes your name behind this weed better than the
It's
next
the differentiator. You always got to have a differentiator. It's the biggest part of marketing.
You see what I'm saying?
appreciate
So,
that. So yeah.
yeah, that's your best bet. But LA, that's easy. Strain's easy. Brand is really what, like, to get in dispensaries. Like, you can get your strain, but then you got to, once you have a strain, what you could do with that is sell to the cultivation centers. So, like, you want to sell seeds and stuff like that to grow your strain, right? But then from there, they're selling it, and they're going to make way more than you would. So, like, I normally tell people, start off with a brand. Like, even if it's just something small like pre-rolls, start off with a brand. You know what I'm saying? If strain is really what you want, I'm not, pushing you away from that, but just know that takes more time. But you could start your brand and then go do your strain and then tie the strain with the brand.
Knock down 2 birds with 1 stone. I get you.
See what I'm saying? It'd be limited to your brand.
Right.
Versus you making the strain and then giving it to all these other brands and then they slap their name on it, which is bigger than yours, so they capitalizing 4 times more than you ever will.
Exactly. Take some more notes.
Free game.
Free game.
You're amazing. And we're glad you're here for the record. Because I heard from a little bird that you was in the ER last night. So we're very grateful that you're here. Y'all need to go to Dominick's and get you a big old steak.
Girl, something. It's asleep.
So we're going to take a quick break. We might not have no more time. I think we out of time at this point.
Yeah. I do gotta be home.
No.
So I got like 5 minutes left. It's 10:40. So yeah.
All right.
Y'all want to like close it out so you have an ending?
Yeah, no. What do you have to say? What do you want to leave the audience with?
I mean, I don't even know. Just dang, I don't even know. I'm so high at this point. Like I don't know. Like if you
Okay, so shameless plug. What do you have coming up on the board as far as your brand? How far out are we from launching that?
It's supposed to launch in July,
Okay, so we're right around the corner.
but it's only launching in LA.
Okay,
Yeah, so well, not LA, but California.
Cali.
I'm gonna drop in LA and probably hit a few dispensaries first there, and then I'll branch out to like San Diego. You know what I'm saying? Stuff
Yeah.
Like that. And then once I build there, I'll sell the name in different states.
I love it.
So I'm gonna build there.
I love it. Well, we definitely want to be a part of that. I know you don't like a team, but we'll be there with the camera. You know, Shot by HPTV.
For sure.
You know, he got it. He got the crane.
Yeah.
We got people that got snakes and shit. We can do some really cool shit. We'll come to Cali. We will come to California to hype your shit because we fucks with y'all. Like you already know.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Jerran, vibes.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Supposed to be doing some hippie vibe shit, but I'm just waiting for the contract.
Okay.
I'll send it to you though.
Yeah,
So I
you
it's the
know
24th.
I'll pull up.
Yeah, it's the 24th. It'll be the 24th of April. So.
Okay, cool.
Yep, I got you.
All right. Well, this has been amazing. This is the Valley Fever podcast. I'm Nique the Invoice, live and direct from Shot by HPTV Studios.